Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some very good news, and in all honesty, Sony has kind of surprised me. As of yesterday, I actually had a few videos up on my channel where I was like, yeah, Sony, you may not be making the best plays. I kind of don't necessarily fully agree with a few things you're doing. And of course, I'm always the Sony fanboy, so I always kind of see the good and the light, but I was a little bit on the sad side. And I think a lot of people on the internet yesterday as well were a little bit upset with Sony. Sony was trending with over I think 300,000 different tweets. Major news articles got spread around like wildfire, and there was a lot of critique on Jim Ryan, the CEO of the actual Sony themselves, and Sony practices and business practices that a lot of people are kind of feeling a little bit on the uneasy side. But today we have even more major good news when it comes to Sony, some major things that they announced, as well as also some big updates that they're going to be doing. And also we have even a AAA major game update too as well, which is very kind of cool for this video. So I hope you guys will sit back, relax, and enjoy. As well, if you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We also are giving out a PS5, so make sure you guys are subscribed for that. That's all you have to do to be entered on into win it. We have the Amazon links down below for the disc and digital. We also made an Amazon video right before this one, so check that one out if you guys would like. We also have the Twitter and Twitch stream link down below if you guys want to follow. And of course, the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys going get free Bitcoin. So actually dive into the actual video itself. So to kind of give context to what I just mentioned over here before we dive into the brand new news, as of yesterday, you guys may have saw my videos or even just the overall discussion on over here that Jason Schreier basically made a comment saying how they were basically remaking The Last of Us. And a lot of people kind of, and myself included, were kind of thinking that Sony was playing stuff very safe. They basically try to get rid of some old IPs such as Days Gone and did not want to go and greenlight Days Gone 2, which I think would be awesome to establish into brand new IPs. They also have recently shut down the Japanese actual studio when it comes to them making more localized games for the Japanese audience. So a lot of people were kind of on edge. Sony was basically trending all day yesterday, a lot of bad PlayStation news. And of course, when that happens, everyone wants to throw out their opinions, myself included. But I feel like at this point, I have to go and give a big apology because today Sony actually did two kind of really nice major things that I kind of have a little bit of a refound motivation for them. So as of today, this is why I'm kind of impressed, and I'll be honest, I think it's cool that Sony's doing it. Sony, as of today, actually is now, I believe, working on a brand new IP. And that was one of the more major things I talk about as of yesterday's videos where I was upset with Sony, is that sometimes they just don't put that much focus on something new. Trying new things, like games of Ghost of Tsushima, amazing. Horizon, amazing. But they also have a lot of really old school games that they sometimes seem to go and drop. But this kind of goes and counteracts all that, and I gotta go give credit for Sony for making up so much new stuff. So basically, Sony has now announced that their London studio, which is basically more so based on virtual reality, which it kind of maybe can kind of go either way depending on how you look at it, because we do know that there is new VR systems coming on out. We saw the patents, we saw the leaks, we saw the overall controller design for them. They've kind of touched on it officially on the PlayStation blog. So it could be potentially bad if they're trying to go take focus away from VR. But overall, I think the positive is on this because it all looks like it's a temporary stepping away from the technology, from the VR team. And if the new job listings, which is for the PlayStation London studio, are to believe that there is no mention at all for the PSVR and their open positions, but there are now multiple references to a brand new next-gen IP in development for the PlayStation 5. So that was a really big critique I even had literally as of yesterday, where I kept on saying, I want new IPs, I want new risks, I want them to try new things and bring out new games, because games like Ghost of Tsushima were probably some of my favorite games. I think I probably played all of last year, especially on the PS4. Probably one of my favorite last-gen games, if anything, besides maybe God of War. And I always go and say, Sony games are probably some of my favorites to go and play, because they have that perfect mixture of good graphics, good utilization, they run really smoothly, good games that we're kind of familiar with, but also at the same time, they also like to sometimes go and push the edge and have a cool game like Ghost of Tsushima come on out. And that's why I'm always a little bit more wanting to have more cool games, because I love when they break those boundaries and make a game I really love. So when it comes to this brand new AAA game coming on out, which basically have cool things like artists, graphic programmers, and animators, and a lot of cool stuff, but there's also one major note for me. There is also a couple of references to multiplayer. And of course, I kind of feel like Sony doesn't really have that major for themselves game. Like if you think like Nintendo, they have Smash. You think maybe Halo. They have, or Microsoft, you think like Halo. or even some sort of like the racing games. I know you can sometimes play those in other actual consoles or PCs, but I kind of feel like that's my thoughts. Or even now with Game Pass, Xbox kind of has a lot of people playing sports games with their EA combination. So I would love to go and see Sony make a brand new, really good IP, especially for an FPS or VR or whatever they want to go and do to kind of go from there. Because I feel like Sony is really more so known for their single player games rather than something like a nice FPS game like some of these other people are. Now, of course, there are good FPS games out there, don't get me wrong, especially for Sony, but I'm trying to say like what we all specifically know and love from Sony is usually for single player games, at least for me. So basically, they're really excited to hire for the experienced online gameplay designer because it's a role of a crucial importance to the new PS5 project we are working on at London studio, one listing reads. The post also explains that as a first-party studio, we set out to produce games which show the exciting potential of the latest PlayStation 5 hardware, so it's important you are up for experimenting and working in uncharted design territory. That sounds like exciting stuff to us. We wonder what the team's got cooking. I'm telling you guys, literally as of yesterday, I was on here on my YouTube, which maybe I may just kind of jumped the gun a little bit too much, but I do still stand by what I said. I do like when game companies take risks. Even if they're not going to be the best game ever, sometimes you go get those really nice cult classics that people love or they keep on remembering. Like a Sly Cooper, for the love of God, please give us a new Sly Cooper game, please. But when I see this, right after they made like crazy news as of yesterday, this just makes me feel a bit more better. It makes me kind of feel like, okay, Sony understands the outrage and they've already been working on it. But as well on top of that too, Sony is also now, and I want you guys to especially take note on this. So this is kind of like a big important video for like a future video going on over here, is that Sony seems to also want to be going into mobile. We also have a brand new listing they're trying to go push into with the head of mobile with PlayStation Studios, where they basically want to go and try their best to get more into mobile games as well. Now, I'm not the biggest mobile game player myself, but as I mentioned, kind of keep a little mental note for this one, maybe for tomorrow. Because when it comes to all these mobile games, that also, once again, is somewhat outside of Sony's usual like bubble. And as well, it's very, very nice because they are taking risks. They are trying to make new games. They might even work on new IPs, as we even saw from the Sony's like London news we just showed you guys. And this is all pretty much the major critiques that I kind of had on yesterday's video, where I kept on saying that I do really think that Sony does. They don't have to fully change, but they do have to innovate and change up at least a little bit, or take a little bit of a risk. Like they already have the foothold. I think many people usually do love their consoles, myself included, but of course you always want new games. But what else is new? Most other games have been being delayed, but you also want to have new IPs, new games to play, and as well keep on pushing for new IPs that did kind of okay and make them even better. So I will still stand by my critique that I do think that Days Gone probably should be greenlit, put some money into it, and they probably shouldn't be focusing on trying to remake the Last of Us again, or taking away dev power from something that Naughty Dog can make for a new game, or even work towards maybe like a Last of Us spinoff or whatever, instead of trying to go and make a remake for that. But we already have the game on the PlayStation 5. I do stand by those critiques. But I do also really like what I'm seeing today with all these brand new announcements with studios, new hires, new IPs. All this stuff, to me, is something that I love to go and see, and I'm very honestly impressed, and I'm very thankful that they're doing this, because this is almost like the perfect like slap in the face, which I think I deserve, and a lot of people who are maybe naysayers deserve, that basically, hey, Sony, you don't take risks. Hey, guess what? We're making a brand new IP and hiring up new people and also doing mobile games, and also we have VR, and also we have all these controllers going on that will also be utilizing all these effects on these controllers. And also, even earlier on today, we touched on the news that literally Sony is now part of like more of like a disability thing to go and help and encourage more people that are disabled to go play games. So like, this has been like a triple whammy of really good Sony news, and I'm all for this. And even one more thing to go and top on off with that, we even have Insomnia Games, the company that's making Ratchet and Clank, which you guys know I'm very, very excited for, even also is stating up on Twitter that let me just go read this. The first message. Yeah, it's ready so far. You check every day from a new tweet from Insomniac, because the guy's probably just really excited like Ratchet and Clank, kind of how I am, expecting to release some new gameplay, etc. Maybe tomorrow we get some new info, because tomorrow's the 11th April, only 2 months are left. I don't know why they even like said that, but the last sentence, SMH, it feels like they will maybe delay the game, which would break my heart because we're on a good Sony cycle today. But of course, to kind of top off the really good news for today, that nice little cherry on top, we know you're antsy for more news and there are plans in place right now for that. You'll be pleased with what we have to share. Just hang tight. So I'm going to hope as well, to kind of continue on this positive Sony news, that hopefully we have no more delays for Ratchet and Clank, and we finally get to go play that game, because that game's been teased for so long, and I'm so excited to go and play it. So I hope all of you guys have a good rest of your nights. This was a very good Sony news. If you guys want to check out the videos on the channel today, we actually have some very interesting ones, some walk-in news, some Amazon news, some also other cool announcements that Sony CEO also did as well. So if you guys want to check them out on the channel, you guys can. And also make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, whether it's just for the PS5 giveaway or just for videos or news or restocks or whatever. Leave a like if you guys are also pretty excited as much as I am. The Amazon links down below for the disc and digitals if you want to go and check. The Twitter and Twitch stream, would love to have you guys there. And of course, the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock and free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. Always linked down below. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I appreciate you guys all much. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow for some more, hopefully, good news.